Hello there, YouTube. It is Brank. I'm bringing you another video on Disney Heroes Battle Mode. And today we're going to be covering the Surge, which is a type of game mode in the game where you work with your guild members. So the guilds in the game, if you've joined one, I would highly suggest joining a guild. If you have joined one, you'll notice that there's other members in your guild. You actually have a guild chat that you can use to communicate with. Here's global chat, VIP chat if you're high enough a VIP, but the guild chat is where you'll kind of talk with your guild mates and kind of see what's going on. A lot of times they can help you out if you have questions and stuff, hopefully, if you're in a good guild. Anyway, so the way that Surge works is it's not a single player mode, it's a multiplayer team mode. And what you're going to want to do is once you unlock it at level 30, you have to be higher than 30 to unlock it. You'll go to the little Surge, little floating TV screen things up here. And you will see the regions that you can clear. Right now, I'm actually doing this a little bit later in the day than I generally do. I usually do this in the morning. So it looks like my guild has actually completed almost the entire thing because what this data up here tells you is the wave that we're on, which we're on wave 3. So there's regions and then there's waves. The regions are considered these color-coded parts of the map. So you have like this yellow area, or this darker yellow area actually. These are regions. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 are in the region. 1, 2, 3, 4 are region. 5, 6, and so on. You can't see the other regions because they're actually completed. It'll say cleared. All of the colors will be filled in, and that region has been cleared by one of the other guild members at that point. The waves mean how many times you've cleared 4 of the regions on easy mode. This is all on easy mode at this point. Basically, my guild right now, we're still doing easy mode, though we're completing it every day. I'm probably going to set it up so that we're going to be doing medium or hard pretty soon here. But I just wanted to give everybody the basics on how it works. And with my guild, I was trying to make sure that we had enough people every day logging in that we were able to get through it. So anyways, what you do is once you pull up this map, depending on, kind of what area you're in, you'll notice one thing when you click on one of the areas, one of the region areas, it tells you the total power of the characters in that region area. So 24,000 is pretty high. Most players under level 60 are not going to be able to do that. So you probably want to find what I try to do is find ones that are going to be fairly easy for 3 of my characters to finish. And the reason that I usually pick 3 or 2 is because you can finish a lot more regions using less characters because you can only use one of your characters, one of your heroes, once per surge. So what I would pick is, since our group only needs to clear this one region here, I would pick 10, 11, 12, or 15, because those are the only ones that aren't done yet, and then look at the power level that I need to kind of be at. So 17, that's going to be pretty high, almost 18,000. I'm going to click the fight button, and then I'll basically start filling it out with some of my top guys. So I'll throw a tank in there. So right now I'm at 19,000, the team power, and that's with 4 guys. That's probably okay because 17 or almost 18,000 is fairly high. And I have a healer, I have a support, I have a tank, and I have a damager. As long as you have those 3 things, which was in my previous video, you want to make sure you have a tank, a support, or healer, and a damager in pretty much every fight. I'll go ahead and select the fight. It's going to tell me that I have extra heroes or that I have another slot available, but I don't want to use it, even though I'm not going to need it in this particular case. So it'll basically do a normal combat. You'll go through the kind of the normal combat scenario. I have it sped up, obviously, just makes it a little bit faster. Since this one, the team that I'm fighting actually has a Yax and a Violet as well, it does make it a little bit harder to fight because her bubble and his heal, but still able to complete it fairly easily. One of the things to keep in mind when you do these, try to get your power level over the power level that they have. Obviously, that's going to help you finish it. Sometimes you can't, depending on how many characters you have left. The other thing that I would highly recommend doing when you're doing the Surge is hire people. Hire mercenaries from your team from your guild that will help in the fights, and it also increases the amount of characters you have overall. Every fight, you can hire a character. So depending on how many regions are left, you can hire, 10 or 12 characters throughout all the fights, depending on how many heroes you have. So I'm going to hire this Mike Wazowski here. Click him. I'm going to add a couple of damagers, a tank. Mike Wazowski is more of a damager. And then maybe Frozone. Yeah, I'm still a little bit close, so I'm just going to throw in an extra one there and make sure that I complete it. The worst thing that normally happens in these is you don't complete the map, which means it doesn't get reset, because anybody that you knock out in the map is still knocked out when you go back to try it again. The problem is it's still going to be fairly difficult to defeat just that one character with lower level heroes. So that's why I always recommend going over the power level that they have left. So this one's fairly low, 12,769. I'm going to go ahead and pick some of my lower characters, hire somebody if somebody's available. Oh, so we got Wreck-It Ralph. He's usually pretty decent. He's a decent tank. So we got a tank. So now I can't apply my Wreck-It Ralph because I already have one select. I already have the one that I hired selected. So I'm going to select, let's leave, let's select Mike Wazowski and maybe Wally, and let's see, a good damager. We'll do Vanellope. That probably is going to be enough to defeat these guys. So, yeah, keep in mind when you select the characters, you want to keep going over that power level. Make sure that you have kind of a balanced team. You don't need it super balanced. Like in this one, I actually don't have a support character. I've got 2 damagers, 3 damagers. Actually, Wally has a little bit of support, and then a tank. Generally, if you have a tank and 2 damagers, you're probably going to be okay. So that one was fairly easy. So now we have 5 districts of the region, this region completed. So as soon as I finish this region, which is only at a 10,000 power, all of the surge will be complete for my guild, which means it'll reset tomorrow. We finished it. We get bonus points, which means the guild can progress a little bit faster. You get perk points and stuff like that, and it helps out the team. So by hiring people, it also helps people out because they get surge points when you hire them, and that'll help them. If you look at the shops, it'll help them hire or buy new chips to unlock other characters. Like some people might not have Wally or Calhoun, so it would be beneficial to them to help those characters out by letting them unlock the different hero chips and stuff. So that's pretty much it for the Surge. Basically, it's a combined effort. You want to work with your guild on. You want to make sure that everybody's kind of working in tandem. Generally, my guild, we don't discuss it too much. It's fairly easy right now because, like I said, we're doing it on easy mode. And you'll actually see here what people have cleared, how many heroes they have left. If you click the guild info, it tells you how much power they've defeated, how many districts they've cleared. So this guy, he usually clears a lot, President Steel. He's got 14 districts cleared, a lot of power that he completed. So yeah, takes everybody kind of working together. Looks like we got about 10 people mostly in the guild working through these right now. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I check those usually daily. So if you guys have any questions about how this works, how the Surge mode works, please leave those in the comments below. I know it is a little confusing, and some of this game is a little bit more confusing than I would think it would be, since it seems like it's sort of geared towards a younger audience. But obviously that's not necessarily the case, like the friends and stuff like that. So if you have any other questions and any other things you'd like to see some videos on, go ahead and leave those in the comments below, and I'll check that. Anyways, have a good one, guys.